Have you ever noticed how two people can face the same problem, yet one becomes bitter and the other becomes stronger? Have you ever wondered why some people lose everything, yet still manage to smile? Today, I will tell you a simple story. A story about a woman with no money, no power, and no protection from life's storms. But she had one thing that changed everything: her attitude. When the rain destroyed her only source of income, she did not shout at the sky, she did not curse her fate, she did not ask, "Why me?" Instead, she smiled, and that smile changed her life forever. This is not just a story, it is a reminder, a lesson, a mirror. Because one day, life will test your attitude too. So listen carefully, watch till the end. This story might change the way you look at life. The morning began like any other. The sky was quiet, the streets were calm, and the city slowly woke up. At the corner of a small, busy road, a humble woman arranged her flowers carefully. Roses, lilies, jasmine. They were not expensive flowers, but to her, they were everything. They were her food, her rent, her hope for tomorrow. She was a flower vendor. Every morning she woke up before sunrise. She walked a long distance with tired feet. She carried her basket with gentle hands, and she prayed that today would be enough. Enough to eat, enough to survive, enough to keep going. As she finished arranging the flowers, dark clouds slowly gathered above her. The air became heavy, the wind grew restless, and then the rain began. At first it was soft, almost peaceful. She looked up at the sky and waited. Maybe it will stop, she thought, but it didn't. The rain grew stronger, colder, relentless. Water poured over her flowers. The colors faded. The petals bent under the weight. People rushed past her. No one stopped. No one looked. Within minutes, her beautiful flowers became wet, heavy, and unsellable. This was not just rain. This was loss. Today's earnings, gone. Today's food, uncertain. Tomorrow, unclear. Her hands trembled slightly as she touched the soggy petals. These flowers were her only source of income, and now they were ruined. For a moment she stood there in silence. The rain soaked her clothes, the cold reached her skin. This was the moment when many people would cry. This was the moment when many people would complain. This was the moment when anger would feel natural. But she did something unexpected. She took a deep breath, and she smiled. Not because she was happy, not because the pain disappeared, but because she understood something powerful. Life is not always fair, but attitude is always a choice. She adjusted her basket, she wiped her face, and she stayed. Standing there, in the rain, with nothing left to sell except her attitude. And that choice was about to change everything. The rain continued to fall, cold, heavy, unforgiving. People passed by quickly, holding umbrellas, covering their faces, trying to escape the storm. But she did not move. She stood quietly beside her basket of wet flowers. Her clothes were soaked, her hands were cold, her heart was tired, yet her face remained calm. She gently picked up one flower. The petals were soft now, heavy with water. Most people would throw it away. She did not. She cleaned the flower slowly, carefully, as if it still mattered, because to her it did. She placed it back in the basket and whispered softly, "Maybe today is not for selling. Maybe today is for learning." The rain had taken her money, but it had not taken her dignity. She looked around. Some vendors nearby were angry, some were shouting at the sky, some packed their things and left with frustration in their eyes. She understood their pain, she felt it too, but she chose something different. She chose peace over anger, hope over fear, a smile over bitterness. Not a loud smile, not a forced smile, a quiet smile. The kind of smile that says, "I am hurt, but I am still here." And in that simple moment, something powerful happened. Her smile became her strength. Because when you cannot control what happens to you, you can always control how you respond. The rain kept falling, but inside her, a small light remained unbroken. As the rain slowly softened, she noticed someone standing nearby. A young boy. He was thin. His clothes were old. His eyes looked tired and hungry. He stood quietly, watching her basket of flowers, not with desire, but with sadness. She understood that look. She had seen it many times before, in mirrors. The boy moved closer, then stopped. He did not ask for anything. And that is what touched her heart the most. She looked at her basket. The flowers were wet, unsellable, worth nothing in the market. But in her heart, they were still something. She picked up a small flower, then another. She walked toward the boy and gently placed them in his hands. "For your mother," she said softly, to make her smile. The boy looked up at her in shock. "But I have no money," he whispered. She smiled again. "That is okay," she replied. "Kindness is free." For a moment, the rain seemed to pause. The boy's eyes filled with tears. He smiled, a real smile, the kind that comes from feeling seen. He thanked her and walked away holding the flowers carefully, as if they were treasures. She watched him disappear into the crowd. Her basket was now lighter. She had even less than before. Yet her heart felt full, because she knew something many people forget. When you give with love, you never lose. That small act of kindness, done in the middle of her own pain, was a seed. And seeds, when planted with a good heart, always grow. She did not know it yet, but her life was already beginning to change. The rain had almost stopped. Small drops still fell from the sky, but the storm inside the streets had already passed. A few vendors returned to pack their things. Some looked at her basket and laughed quietly. "Why are you still here?" one of them said. "Your flowers are ruined." Another shook his head. "Giving them away? You are foolish." Their words were sharp, cold, unkind. She heard every word. And yes, for a moment, they hurt, because words can hurt more than rain. She looked at her basket again. It was nearly empty now. Most people would feel shame. Most people would feel anger. But she did not argue. She did not explain. She simply smiled. Not because she agreed with them, not because she felt superior, but because she understood something they did not. People often laugh when they cannot understand kindness. They left, still shaking their heads. She remained, standing alone, wet, tired, yet peaceful. Because when your heart is right, you do not need approval. That day, she lost flowers. She lost money. But she did not lose herself. And that made all the difference. As the street grew quiet, she sat beside her empty basket. The rainwater reflected the sky like a mirror. She looked at her reflection. A simple woman, a tired face, a gentle smile. No riches, no protection from life's struggles. Yet, she felt strong. Not strong in her body, but strong in her spirit. She thought about her life. Nothing had been easy, nothing had been given, but she had survived. And she realized something important. Her true wealth was not in money, not in flowers, not in possessions. It was in her attitude. No storm could steal that. No laughter could break that. No loss could destroy that. She whispered softly to herself, "I still have my heart, and that is enough." She stood up slowly. Her basket was empty, but her mind was clear. She walked home with calm steps, not defeated, not bitter, but ready. Because when you face life with the right attitude, even the hardest days prepare you for something greater. She did not know what tomorrow would bring, but she knew who she would be. And sometimes that is more powerful than knowing the future. She did not notice him at first. She was too busy walking slowly, too busy feeling the quiet peace inside her heart. But someone had been there all along, standing across the street, under a dark umbrella. He had seen the rain, he had seen the ruined flowers, and he had seen something else, her smile. He watched as others complained. He watched as people walked away, and he watched as she stayed. He saw her give away flowers when she herself had nothing. He saw her kindness when no one was kind to her. He did not interrupt. He did not speak. He simply observed. Because sometimes the most important moments in life happen when you think no one is looking. As she walked away with her empty basket, he followed at a distance, not with curiosity, but with respect. He had seen many people in his life, successful people, rich people, but rarely someone like her, someone whose attitude was stronger than her circumstances. And in that moment, a quiet decision was made, a decision that would change her life in ways she could never imagine. She had not gone far when a voice called out behind her, "Excuse me." She turned slowly. The man with the umbrella stood there, rain still dripping from its edge. "Yes?" she asked gently. "I saw everything," he said. She looked down, unsure. "I saw how you stayed calm. I saw how you smiled. I saw how you gave when you had nothing." For a moment, she did not know what to say. She had not done anything special. She simply did what felt right. The man reached into his coat and handed her an envelope. "This is for you," he said. Her hands trembled as she took it. She opened it slowly. Inside was money, more money than she earned in many months. Her eyes widened. "No, I cannot accept this," she said. The man smiled. "You already paid," he replied, "with your attitude." Tears filled her eyes, not because of the money, but because someone had seen her heart. "This is not charity," the man continued. "This is respect." She held the envelope close to her chest. In that moment, the rain no longer felt cold. The street no longer felt empty. Her life, once fragile like wet flowers, had just been given a new chance to bloom. And all of it began with a simple choice. A choice to smile. A choice to be kind. A choice to keep the right attitude when everything seemed lost. She stood there quietly, holding the envelope close to her heart. For a long moment, she did not move. The rain had stopped now. The sky was lighter. The street felt different, not because the world had changed, but because she had changed. She took a deep breath and looked up. For the first time that day, she allowed herself to believe. Believe that kindness matters. Believe that attitude has power. Believe that life can surprise you. She did not rush home. She did not celebrate loudly. She walked slowly, thinking carefully. She used the money wisely. She paid her rent. She bought food. She bought fresh flowers for the next morning. But most importantly, she kept her heart the same. The next day, she returned to the street. A new basket, fresh flowers, the same gentle smile. People noticed. Some recognized her. Some wondered what had changed. But what they could not see was the real transformation. She had learned that even in pain, life is teaching us something. And when we learn the lesson, life opens a new door. Days passed. Weeks passed. Her flower stand slowly became brighter, not just because of the flowers, but because of her presence. People felt calm near her. They felt welcome. Some came to buy flowers, some came just to talk. Her story spread quietly. A woman who smiled in the rain, a woman who gave when she had nothing. Others began to change too. One customer helped another. One vendor smiled instead of complaining. One small kindness inspired another. Like flowers in spring, hope began to bloom. She never spoke about her struggles loudly. She never claimed to be special. She simply lived her lesson. That attitude changes everything. And every morning, as she arranged her flowers, she smiled, not because life was perfect, but because her heart was. Years later, the memory of that rainy day remained clear in her heart. Not because of the rain, not because of the money, but because of the lesson. She was no longer just a flower vendor. Her life had grown in many ways. Yet one thing never changed: her attitude. She had faced many more challenges after that day. Life did not become easy. Problems did not disappear. But now she understood something deeply. Life will test you again and again. It will take away what you love. It will shake your plans. It will ask you difficult questions. And in those moments, you will always have a choice. You can complain, you can blame, you can give up. Or you can choose patience. You can choose kindness. You can choose a positive attitude. She learned that attitude does not change the storm, but it changes the person standing in the storm. And when you change, your world begins to change too. That is how miracles begin. Quietly, gently, from within. Now, let me ask you something. What are you facing right now? Is it a loss? A disappointment? A difficult moment? You may not be able to change the situation today, but you can change how you face it. Remember the woman in the rain. She had nothing, yet she gave. She was hurting, yet she smiled. She was tested, yet she chose the right attitude. And that choice changed everything. If this story touched your heart, take a moment, like this video, share it with someone who needs hope. Comment below and tell us what this story meant to you. And don't forget to subscribe for more simple English stories that teach life lessons. Because sometimes the smallest story can change the biggest heart. Thank you for watching. And remember, attitude changes everything.